We're gonna have to play wave here because they're playing Cosmo. That's fine. And yeah, we're not playing any. We're only playing Orka next turn, so let's do this. Okay, I already snapped. Okay. All right, this is why Orka's in this deck now. Yep. Dang. Okay, I never get to play Orka. Well, I guess I was just way too ahead. Hey everyone, I have another Marvel Snap video today. And today, I wanted to showcase the deck I used to hit Infinite this season. I recently went on vacation, so I was playing this deck from my phone mostly, but I had some spicy games from Infinite rank. With the changes to Spider-Man, the Galactus deck had to evolve, and this is one of the best versions of Galactus I played this season. Shout out to TLSG for creating this list. It's pretty similar to the deck I was running when I first hit Infinite, but had some interesting additions like Orka. When was the last time you've seen an Infinite list with Orka? Add a comment down below. Alright, so how exactly does this deck work? It looks kind of wonky. So the general idea of this deck is that we have early drops in this deck that helps with locking down a lane easily. And then we could win another lane with either Orka or Shang-chi. If it doesn't look like we can win 2 lanes, we could just try to go for a Galactus finish on turn 6. Alright, let's get into the deck breakdown. Alright, starting off, we got Sunspot. Yeah, Sunspot's pretty good in this deck. Is that, yeah, sometimes we might get awkward draws. It just lets us soak, and Sunspot could just, like, maybe win a lane by himself sometimes. But, yeah, just watch out for Killmonger. And what we're looking for is we're probably going to Professor X the lane where we put Sunspot. So, plan accordingly. Alright, next we got Nebula. Yeah, Nebula is just a redundant 1-drop in case we don't draw a Sunspot. She's really great to be playing into unknown or negative locations. What I mean by that is, yeah, if we draw her early, like 1 or 2, we want to be playing her into the far right location as it's usually not revealed. And we're forcing the opponent to commit resources there that, you know, they don't even know what the location is. Yeah, she's also really good into locations that lower the power of cards, as the opponent wouldn't want to commit more and more resources as they're losing more and more power. Yeah, lastly, we make sure that we play her on a different lane as Sunspot, as if we cannot Professor X the Sunspot lane, we want to also be Professor Xing Nebula. Alright, next we got Daredevil. Yeah, Daredevil's just really good card, as we can see what the opponent's going to do on turn 5, and then if we have Professor X or Hobgoblin in our hand, we could evaluate what we want to do. We got either Professor X or Hobgoblin. Then we can also just plan out what we're gonna do on turn 6 as well. Like, for example, if Orka's enough to just win the lane. Yeah, and we also force the opponent to play cautiously, as it's basically really bad sign if they're snapping into you, and you know, you can see what they're playing. All right, moving on. We got Jeff. Yeah, this is just a must-have card in lockdown decks. Yeah, arguably the best 2-drop in the game. Comment below if you are Team Jeff or Team Spider-Ham. So, tip with Jeff is that if we have Electro on the field, make sure that we play the non-Jeff card first, and then we play Jeff, as it seems like Jeff ignores the Electro ability, which is pretty interesting. And yeah, speaking of the devil, we have Electro. Yeah, this enables us to cheat out an early Professor X on turn 4. Usually this might catch people off guard. Secondly, yeah, we could just do the Electro on turn 3, Hobgoblin on turn 4, and then we could Galactus on turn 5 as well. This will enable this combo. Yeah, just really good ramping card. Alright, next. Moving on, we got Wave. Yeah, just another great tool for us to possibly ramp out Galactus early if we need it. Yeah, we can also just use it on turn 5. With Jeff, we could control exactly, the opponent can only play 1 card on turn 6. And usually on turn 6 for us, we're either playing Def or Orka. And yeah, we're able to just map out exactly if we're going to win in that case, because there's only 1 card to account for. And yeah, lastly, yeah, it's possible to do a turn 4 Professor X as well, but keep in mind this is kind of a risky play, and you might also just help out the opponent by ramping out something for themselves. So be careful with that play. All right, moving on. Yeah, Shang-chi, the always needed tech card in Marvel Snap. Yeah, it's also one of the most popular cards played, actually. Yeah, I remember seeing it on a graphic or something. Yeah, he could just single-handedly win a lane by himself sometimes if the opponent didn't draw well early. So yeah, usually just a finisher sometimes. All right, moving on, we got Hobgoblin. Yeah, it's actually a surprisingly flexible card. We could either cap out location of the opponent if we know that they're not going to spam a lot of cards in that location. Yeah, secondly, we could also just, stop the mirror match if we know they're Galactus. We could just run their plan. And yeah, lastly, yeah, we could just trigger Galactus, on turn 6 ourselves, because the opponent has to overcome 15 power, which is a lot of power to stop the Galactus trigger. All right, moving on, we got Professor X. Yeah, definitely helps us lock down a lane and win. Yeah, he's one of the win conditions. And yeah, we could use him in a lot of different ways, but I think one more case that people might not know or use too often is that, yeah, if we have priority, we can actually stop a Shang-Chi from destroying our larger than 9 power cards. But remember, this only works if we have priority. And yeah, I lost a lot of cubes before. Just want to let people know. All right, so we come to Galactus himself. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's actually the main win condition actually anymore. He's more of a side win condition now. But yeah, I mean, if you don't think you can win 2 lanes, yeah, definitely just play him on turn 6. I mean, it catches people's surprise. All right, next we got Orka. Yeah, this is actually crazy good in this deck. Yeah, reason being is this deck is already built so that we try to avoid a lane, aka Galactus is in this deck, and it's sort of a redundancy case, for example. And yeah, from my experience, yeah, he could just single-handedly win 1 lane by himself. 16 power is crazy on turn 6. All right, lastly, we got Death. It's mainly used for if we able to get off Galactus and we destroy a lot of cards. We could definitely get Death as a 0 cost card or very low energy card. And yeah, we could just solidify this location as, yeah, the opponent's just scrambling to get more power here. Yeah, TLSG mentions that it's mainly for this case. And yeah, I also believe that she could be replaced sometime with something else. Maybe Iron Lad if we miss a draw. But yeah, feel free to experiment and let me know if you actually have a replacement in the comments. But yeah, from me playing the deck and knowing there's abundant destroy locations, I think I actually play her more often than not. So just something to keep in mind. All right, so what are some deck tips that I've learned from playing this deck? Yeah, I guess I don't really like having strict snapping rules, as every game is unique and it's also very deck dependent. But something to keep in mind is if we're about to play Professor X or Galactus, and if they actually go off, we're most likely going to win that game. So yeah, definitely snap if you're about to play one of those 2 cards. But I just want to mention that, just evaluate the situation. If you don't have priority and you're about to play Galactus, that's going to be a risk, as it's not going to trigger Galactus first. So yeah, just think about the situation. And yeah, lastly, I just want to mention that this is not obvious, but we're able to play Galactus, and if it's not on the limbo lane, we'll potentially win a lot of cubes, especially if both players have snapped. So you're probably able to just get a 8 cube win. So something to keep in mind. All right, that's all I got. Definitely give this deck a try. It's really fun and flexible. And good luck on ladder. If you like the content, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. I would really appreciate if you consider subscribing, as it would help grow this channel a lot. I think we get to 250 subs before September, and yeah, we can do it. If you'd like to support my content, I have some links in the description below. And yeah, I'll also be adding the deck list link in the description as well. All right, catch you in the next one. Without further ado, let's get into the games. All right, it's pretty nice. We drew one of our 1-drops. Just gonna play Sunspot out. All right, what do we draw? We draw Titania. Okay, interesting. All right, we could probably just spread out. We'll just play Daredevil in this lane. Alright, so Resolve, so maybe they're like some Hawk deck, maybe? That's what I'm thinking. Ooh, Alter of Death is interesting. Alright, let's see Electro. Yeah, we could play Electro. Oh, okay. Alright. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, I think we could just Hobgoblin. Actually, no, we could probably just hold it. Yeah, let's just have Sunspot Soak. Oh, okay, so they're a negative deck? Okay, interesting. Alright, so we're probably looking to just close off this location here. Just wait and see what they play. Alright, so they're playing Wong.
Opponent snapped.
Okay, interesting. I think we just want to close off that location. I'm gonna go with Professor X. Alright, so they don't have access to Wong. That's like the only way this deck can shut it down. I think I'm just gonna fill up Hobgoblin here. Let's see. Yeah, we got 8, so we don't really have a 5 play. We might as well just play Jeff now and just show them that we have Jeff. I think next we could probably just follow up with Orka. Seems kind of rare to running Shang-chi, so yeah, let's go with that play. We could even just plop Jeff here. I'm feeling confident, let's just snap. Ooh, okay. See? Alright. Okay. Alright. Nice. Alright, there you go.
Victory.
Alright, oh, pretty nice. Okay, we have Nebula. This is kind of interesting. It's just probably just going to move our... We might as well just play Nebula here. It's just going to move over if they play nothing, so that's fine. Okay. That's okay. Not a big deal. Yeah, we could just play out the Jeff here. Alright, they play nothing, which is good for us. That's fine. Alright, so probably we're looking for Professor X here. Oh, okay. New York game. Okay, so we could probably just accelerate and get Professor X over here too. So they just play out Electro. So they didn't ramp, so I don't think this is like Galactus or anything. I think we're probably fine. Pretty ahead, so we could just do this. They're not playing anything, so I think we're just super ahead. Also, it's nice because nothing can go here now. Alright, I'm looking to Hobgoblin this lane so they can't move it. Let's see what they... Try to Shuri. Okay, so it's Nimrod. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I think... Yeah, they're just probably just gonna try to... They're probably just going to, like, Venom or something. So let's just say they Venom, right? If they Venom... This goes to 12 plus 2. 12 plus 2, 14. 14 plus 3, 17. 17 plus 5, 22. If I move Jeff here, we already have 5. And then we can also Sunspot. Oh, but we have Electro here. So alternatively, if they Venom... Yeah, I think we're probably losing this one as we can only play one card. But I guess we could just Shang-Chi, I guess. That might be fine. And then just Jeff. I think we're okay. There we go. This is pretty nice. Okay, cool. We have our early game. Then we got our Professor X win condition. I think it's weird to just put Sunspot and Professor X here, so I'm just gonna put Sunspot. We'll take the risk. Okay, well, didn't pay off, unfortunately. Alright, so Nebula into right lane here. It's pretty good.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Ooh, Claw's actually pretty good for us here. I think I'm just gonna stack Nebula because they're most likely not gonna play anything here. Okay, so they're not playing anything. It's pretty interesting. We still have no idea what they are. Alright, we're just gonna skip here. Hobgoblin tells me they're probably like Galactus deck. Yeah, it's definitely like probably like some type of Galactus deck. Alright, that's fine. In that case, we will... How do we want to do this? We do have priority, so let's just Professor X in this case. Okay, so we can stop the Galactus and then we will tie here if he wants to do Galactus, so fine. There we go.
Victory.
All right. Probably looking like Nebula. Yeah, Nebula, right. Next turn we could Daredevil. I'm gonna see what they are. Okay, so they armor. Interesting. All right. So they're protecting our Nebula. That's fine with me. Okay, danger room. We'll just take the chance. I mean, if it sticks, it's pretty good. We're ahead. Oh, no, unlucky. That's fine. Alright, we can skip here. We're gonna get the tick from Nebula, so not a big deal. I think the opponent is... Oh, well, there we go.
Victory.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. Armor doesn't destroy the rock, so we're just gonna win this lane automatically. Alright. Let's move on to the next one then. Alright. Okay, so we got Sunspot. Yeah, we could just play them out. Would be nice if we drew into our Professor X. Oh, there we go. We have Professor X. Alright, we'll just let Sunspot soak. We don't have anything to play. Alright, I do want to cap out this lane. So we're just gonna play Electro here. We're gonna leave mid open for the chance that, you know, we just want to eject and just play Galactus. Alright, Captain Marvel. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so we got Orka. They're gonna probably play another Captain Marvel. I guess I think we're ahead. I think we're ahead here. I think we're definitely ahead. Rock slide, okay. Alright, we could also just Shang-chi to win the second lane. Yeah, and Jeff just ignores whatever, so I think let's just play Jeff. Oh wait, not Jeff first. Yeah, it's weird. We have the order kind of matters, so I think we just play Vulture here. Let's play Vulture. We'll play Jeff. 2, 4, and then 2 more cards, so that's 6. Alright, let's do that. Dark Hawk comes down. Alright. Zabu. Alright, let's think about this. So they definitely play Darkhawk. If they play Darkhawk, it's gonna swing over to the right. So maybe he's just gonna cap right then. I could just Orka. Orka would be 16, and then we got 10, 14. They're gonna have to play another card. So they have how many cards in hand? 7. The Rock Slide, Captain Marvel, Darkhawk, and then a bunch of Zabus. So it's 2 plus. So we tie, I guess. So I guess maybe we do Vulture. I guess we have to do Jeff and then Shang-chi or Shang-Chi. I guess alternatively, I could also just Galactus. I don't think that's good. Maybe we just do this here.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
There we go.
Victory.
All right. First location, New York. It's gonna be kind of weird. All right, let's just Nebula. Pretty nice. We got a 1-drop. Ooh, Mindscape. Okay, that's kind of weird. We might want to try to get rid of that actually. Yeah, the only card in our deck that can do that is Galactus. So we do have Wave, so I might actually Galactus this game, but we'll see. Depends. Reason for that also is because I have Death in hand. I'm just more favored to do it. Also, if we kill enough stuff, we just Professor X2 on turn 6. It's pretty nice. Or on turn 5. Okay. Alright. I guess in this case, yeah, let's just Electro then. We could just YOLO Wave. Yeah, maybe we just Electro, I guess. Okay, Brood. Interesting. Oh, okay, so we got Hobgoblin. Makes it better for us if we want to go like this next turn. Also, Brood really helps with our death here.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Okay. Interesting. Oh, okay. Alright, so we might actually see some Orka action here. Oh, okay, actually, let's... Oh, okay, well... Alright. Dang, I wanted to show off the Orka, but... Alright. Alright, no 1-drop. That is fine. Ooh, okay. This is not good. So we're looking to have runner here. Wave and Galactus. Let's just throw out Jeff. Wow, interesting. Okay. Well, hope this works. Alright, so if they Jeff, they can tie. Alright. Okay. Should have snapped, I think.
Victory.
Alright, no turn 1 this game. Mojo World. Mojo World's okay. It doesn't do anything for a Hobgoblin. We could try stacking, I guess. Yeah, alright, we could just play Daredevil. Ooh. That is pretty good for us. I think we just snap off of this. Okay. Alright, so we're definitely playing Death and Wave next turn. So we might as well just play Death and just try to take control of yeah, we're playing... Oh wait, we can't limit... Yeah, I guess we're not playing... Yeah, we're playing Jeff next turn, so let's just do this. Yeah. We can move Jeff over, it doesn't really matter. Alright, we're gonna put everything into Mojo World. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna try to restrict what they can play. Alright. Okay, whatever, that's That's fine. Alright, we're gonna play Death. We're gonna have to play Wave here because they're playing Cosmo. That's fine. And yeah, we're not playing any. We're only playing Orka next turn, so let's do this. Okay, I already snapped. Okay. All right, this is why Orka's in this deck now. Yep. Dang. Okay, I never get to play Orka. Well, I guess I was just way too ahead.